The Sunday school lesson for June 25th, 2023 is entitled A Fresh Start. Zephaniah chapter 3, verses 14 through 20. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, to my channel, The Backstory. I am Audrey, and on this channel, you will become aware of the events that take place before each Sunday school lesson. If you are new here, the agenda is as follows. I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief lesson summary. Remember to subscribe if you've not already done so that this channel will grow one viewer and one subscriber at a time. Thank you so much in advance for your support. The backstory. Let's begin. Because the book of Zephaniah is rarely studied, I decided to provide a little bit of background information about the prophet himself and his book. Zephaniah knew the politics of his nation and how it should be run. In fact, he probably played a major role in reforming his nation by influencing another godly king, Josiah. But as successful as Josiah's reforms were, the Lord told Zephaniah that the evils of wicked kings of the past were still embedded in the political fabric of Judah. He warned Judah that those evils would bring destruction. The book of Zephaniah consists of 3 chapters, and those chapters can be categorized according to the insiders, the outsiders, and the residers. Each classification has its own message. The insiders. God's people are not exempt from his standards. Chapter 1, verses 1 through 13. A quote that supports that is as follows: I will search Jerusalem with lamps and punish those who are complacent, who think the Lord will do nothing, either good or bad. Chapter 1, verse 12. Classification number 2 consists of the outsiders. Following false gods does not make the true God irrelevant. Chapter 1, verse 14 through chapter 2, verse 15. A quote that supports that statement reads, The Lord will be awesome to them when he destroys all the gods of the earth. Chapter 2, verse 11. The third classification consists of residers. God desires to live with all who love him. Chapter 3, verse 20. At that time, this is a supporting quote, at that time I will gather you. At that time I will bring you home. Chapter 3, verse 20. Verse 14. Sing, daughter Zion. Shout aloud, Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all your heart, daughter Jerusalem. Verse 15. The Lord has taken away your punishment. He has turned back your enemy. The Lord, the King of Israel, is with you. Never again will you fear any harm. Verse 16. On that day they will say to Jerusalem, Do not fear Zion. Do not let your hands hang limp. Verse 17. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. Verse 18. I will remove from you all who mourn over the loss of your appointed festivals, which is a burden and reproach for you. Verse 19. At that time I will deal with all who oppressed you. I will rescue the lame. I will gather the exiles. I will give them praise and honor in every land where they have suffered shame. Verse 20, at that time I will gather you. At that time I will bring you home. I will give you honor and praise among all the peoples of the earth when I restore your fortunes before your very eyes, says the Lord. A very brief summary. With the nations purified, the remnant restored, and Jerusalem purged, it would be time to celebrate. From grateful hearts that had been relieved of stress would rise a ringing hymn of pure delight. Those survivors, free from sin and free from fear, were what Israel was called originally to be, a people in harmony with the Lord. No longer did they need to fear God's wrath or punishment, since evil would no longer rule over the land. After the judgment, we see God's might and love toward his people. Having reconciled, the Lord would rejoice over the remnant, undo all their sorrow and afflictions, and make them famous among all the very nations that had formerly shamed them. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join me soon for the next back story. Stay safe and may God bless.